Welcome to the second episode of the Songwriters Saga podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Allen. In this episode, I sit down with songwriters Josiah Shillow and Rebecca Rumfellow. They both share songs about their dances with romance and loss, and then delve into their writing process that produced their musical pieces of art. Please be sure to click subscribe to be notified of future episodes. Thank you. Hey guys, before today's episode, I'd like to give a shout out to a songwriter mentor and friend, Steve Leslie. He's been writing professionally for longer than I've been around and has written for a lot of big names and won many awards. But at the end of the day, Steve is a simple man with a passion for the art of songwriting and, more importantly, for sharing his expertise with other aspiring songwriters. Steve has developed an absolutely wonderful resource accessible through his website, steveleslie.com. There are hours upon hours of invaluable content you can use to enhance your own songwriting toolbox for your own writing. A monthly subscription to this program is only $25 a month. But good news for listeners here, you guys can get one whole month free, no commitment. I really can't recommend it enough, and I'd encourage you to check it out. See it for yourself. So both of y'all, for the people who are listening, I've already co-wrote some stuff with you on two songs.
Right. Yeah.
Am I Going Blind, which I called I Wonder for a while, and then last Sunday at Jolie, she was like, "No, that's not the name of the song. It's Am I Going Blind?" And so, okay. But we did that one, and then Neverland.
Neverland, yeah.
And so
a good track.
So if you're a songwriter and you're looking for a good co-writer, it's this guy. Just when he's in the room, good things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you and I got together just last week, and we're still working on it, but I'm excited to see where that goes. So
definitely.
Me too.
Yeah, that was the other night. We were sitting like in the parking lot, like literally sitting down on the ground in the parking lot
in front of a Waffle House, just chilling.
Playing.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've ever heard you sing. So that was awesome. So why don't you go ahead and what are you playing for us today?
I am playing an original it's either called Hey Friend or Friend.
Okay.
We're going to get back to that later on when it really matters, which right now it doesn't. I've written my whole life, but this was the first song that I wrote and was able to write from a personal experience and like genuinely enjoy and appreciate that I wrote the song.
Yeah.
But it was one of the ones that just seemed to fall out. It didn't take tons of time. It didn't take tons of effort. It was just like came to me as I sat at the piano and it like rolled out. And so that was super exciting, and it was the first song I related to that I wrote. Yeah. That wasn't like a kid experience, you know. So anyway, just super proud of it. And
all right. Let's go. Let's hear it.
All right. Hey, how's your day going? I've been thinking about it since I fell asleep last night. If I'm being honest, you've been away from my side for too long. I know we have fun, you wouldn't think of us as more than what we are. Suddenly something changed, somehow you became all that I think of. When did your smile start to draw me in? Why did I blush when you brushed my skin? This doesn't happen, I don't understand. What is this feeling? I thought you were just a friend. Maybe it's just random. These things can happen, but I am loving it. What if there was a storyline where I would call you mine? I can just see it. sees. Maybe you'll feel that we were meant to be. But if that isn't what happens, let me just say this one thing. Somehow your smile keeps drawing me in, and I don't know why, but I love you, my friend. If there is room in your heart, let me in. We'll face life together, ride or die, till the end. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So like, if someone came up to me and they're like, so like I had a crush on this guy and I wrote the song, like legitimately, I'm like, okay, writing like a breakup or crush song that I've heard like like the same song, and that was not it.
No,
Yay.
definitely
That
not.
was
That's such a compliment.
that was really good.
Thank
Oh
you.
man.
Good quality
Because
songwriting.
I can say one of the special lines in it, which I think we talked about that night playing in the parking lot.
Huh?
Why did I blush when you brushed my skin? And I was like, that was a really good line. You
Yeah.
know, that's my favorite line in the song.
I think what's so beautiful is that I imagine all three of us and most people who've ever, like lived anything in life, they've had relationships that have not worked out.
Oh,
And what's
definitely.
really cool about this
Mhm.
is it's like a snapshot of this beautiful time. And no matter whatever happens, like can take away from that time, like the song will always be beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes when a relationship ends, it's like they just it was all bad, and like it
Right,
wasn't.
right.
Like
Right.
no matter how it ends, like there were
Right.
beautiful parts, and here's this snapshot of where
Yeah.
you were at this point in time. And it doesn't matter like the good, bad, the ugly, whatever happens. Like you're always gonna have this song as this,
Right.
snapshot.
It makes it be remembered as something beautiful
Yeah.
instead of what now kind of again feels like, oh, it's just over. It wasn't the greatest. Like we didn't work out, or I see a different side of him or something, So it's like I really appreciate how songs can do that, and I'm happy that this was a song that not only like was from me, because I still kind of think it was just God putting it. I think that's most of my songs that I write that I'm like super proud of, because it doesn't come from me other than just my personal experience, but the way that I can word it is so different than how I would like word something while talking.
Right.
So to be able to do that in a song has always been like, yeah, that can't be me, So I'm just like, I'm always thinking it's God, and I'm just happy to kind of be the vessel for it.
And you guys are
know?
always hanging out. You get to hear this stuff
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, it's
This is my
never
biggest fan.
gone
I
into.
hope.
It's never reached the point where I look at it as a nonchalant type of magic. It's always this extraordinary magic to watch such a beautiful song unfold, because whenever you hand her a pen and you hand her a paper as well to go with that, and you just leave her in this space to create, there's so much beauty that unfolds within that. It's just it's incredible.
Now, have you guys co-wrote together?
We literally,
Yeah, I'll let you explain it.
I don't even know. The
Last
other
night at my apartment was the first time that we actually sat down and co-wrote.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been meaning to write a song with her
Yeah.
for years, but never just because we've been friends for
Right.
Right.
what, maybe 6
I
years.
don't know.
It's
I
probably
mean,
been
it's been a
6
while
years at
now.
least,
Yeah.
So
I'm shocked that we have not.
I know, right? I
before.
wite with everybody else. I mean, I'm
Right.
a
Like-
lyricist. I write with everybody else, but my
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
friend, my best friend, I don't write with, which is so
Oh,
weird.
man,
So
no.
weird.
I just all of a sudden realized that because I've written with both of you guys, and I was
Mhm.
like, man, if they got together and wrote something, something really
Real magic
incredible
right
could
there.
happen. Every songwriter has the songs that
Yeah.
either they wanted to write and it painfully took months and months to come out, and then there's those that just like it came out on its own,
Right.
and
Right.
just like in no time at all. So,
Exactly.
yeah. All right. So what you got today?
You want me to pull it out?
Yeah. What you got?
So, I think I'm gonna play my my single track. It seems to hit pretty well amongst audiences and stuff. People are always requesting that I play it.
That's better than the alternative.
Right, exactly. They're like, please don't play
one.
that song.
Don't. Just anyway.
Please don't play that song. Yeah, glad I don't have those reactions. But this track was written stream of consciousness. Sat upon upon my mom's balcony one day, sometime later portion of last year. No, I'm lying. Later portion of 2018. Yeah. Yeah, it was like how you were explaining just a moment ago, how some songwriters just their emotions just spill out, like they just are regurgitating so much information and such poetry and prose that it doesn't necessarily always have to be formatted. It doesn't have to be like, I'm gonna sit down and write a song today. This song came about, and it's such a pivotal song for me because it was written while I was listening to music, and there's no musical tie or connection to what I was listening to at the time. I was just listening, and usually when I'm writing, I sit down and I write in a quiet space, and that's how my best thinking comes about. But I suppose that during this time that just wasn't the case. I was more so comfortable with listening to music through my headphones and just writing out spoken word and poetry and prose, and that's how this track came about.
Awesome.
So it's called Paralyzed, and yeah.
Let's hear it.
How could you leave me for another when you claimed in your unreadiness? Have you ever tried to walk away with broken heart? Crippled as I may be, I feel completely paralyzed. To be paralyzed it's a nightmare. It's far from anything good to call a dream. You might as well bury me all, 'cause it feels good as dead to you. Just pull your chair from out under me. You might have saved me the trouble of giving the little I had to you. You might have saved me the trouble of giving the little I had. Could you ignore my tears? Well, now we've reached ground where it's useless for me to cry. It's over right on time, 'cause now I feel completely paralyzed. To be paralyzed it's a nightmare. It's far from anything good to call a dream. You might as well bury me all, 'cause it feels good. It's dead to you. Should've just pulled your chair from under me. It might have saved me the trouble of giving the little I had to you. Might have saved me the trouble of giving the little I had. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's like intoxication after laser surgery. You are so there, but you're not there. To be paralyzed it's a nightmare. It's far from anything good to call a dream. You might as well bury me, because I feel as good as that to you. Should just pull your chair from out under me.
Man, you guys are killing me today. Gosh, two sad ones back to back.
Thanks, man. Highly appreciate it.
Really good. All right, hold on. The line says, like, intoxication after laser surgery?
Yeah, that's like my pivotal line in that little bridge there.
Hold on. I stopped. I probably didn't hear the next 15, 20 seconds. I was like, whoa, hold on. Let me think about this.
Yeah,
nice,
it's
man.
crazy.
It's a good line.
It's funny because it's am I free to explain that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I was writing the song, I'm big on tattoos. I only have two, but I'm a tattoo person all the way. Just the art and the form of it's just amazing. And
we're the same.
Yeah,
you're just braver than I am.
Yeah. I don't know. Pain is worth it. The pain is worth it. But when I wrote that line, I was thinking about the memory of that individual that I was in love with was ingrained so deeply into my mind that I was thinking of the analogy. If people say don't get a tattoo when you're drunk, because you're going to make a horrible mistake. You might choose something that you don't want on your body for the rest of your life. So, I mean, it was funny because the line came about, and the line is, for whatever reason, I cannot remove your smile from my memory. It's like intoxication after laser surgery. So you find yourself in a place where you're like, maybe I want to get rid of this feeling, but what if the feeling was never really there? But then again, what if it was? It's just this whole mental map of insanity. It's like your own demise at that point.
I think it's very that's an interesting way to describe the history of a relationship with someone. Leaves a tattoo on you, which man, that's good. I like that. I don't know, that makes me, maybe I should reevaluate some things.
Get some tattoos.
Yeah,
get some tattoos.
Get some tattoos.
Make a few bad mistakes, just jump forward with it.
Yeah, well, you're correlating relationships and tattoos, and I'm like, no, I like tattoos. I just don't want the commitment. And it's like, man, I don't know what this is saying to me about the rest of my life.
Right.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
And so now, all right. So we already talked. So your song, we already talked how that just came out. Was that how this one was, or was there more planning, or just
no planning whatsoever? This was it just came out of me. It was so poetry and prose, man. That's what it is, really. I was just jotting thoughts down, stream of consciousness, and I grabbed my guitar, and I guess there was a bit of planning on the instrumental portion, because I was like, I don't want this song to be generated like other songs are, with common based chords and structure and such as that. So I put it down in this weird, I think I want to say some sort of drop D tuning, and there's a whole bunch of other configurations that come along with that as well. But I found that perfect tuning, and I played off of a track that I wrote in my in years before that I didn't really dig so much, but I liked the structure of where it was going, and so I followed that structure, and a few revisions came after that. But lyrically, that song was just birthed from me just spilling my thoughts onto paper.
Yeah.
It was just unplanned.
I feel like all three of us are still, well, I think I would consider us still fairly young. You guys for sure, and I got about 10 years on you, but still, I in the the community, the circles that we run with, there's a lot of people who are 10, 20, 30 years older than us that have been writing their whole life, and I feel like I feel like the conversations that I've had with a lot of them is that that's where it started for them, was they just had to get it out, like it was in there, and so it's like they didn't have a choice, they had to write the song. That's how they dealt with it. And then later on, once they got into the habit and the art of songwriting, they sometimes they would, you know, there wasn't as this real raw emotion inside as may have an art form to it. But I definitely think for younger songwriters, that seems to be behind you know, a lot of it. And the thing is, sometimes because of that, it comes out sometimes very raw, and like it's hard to, I imagine, to teach songwriting, and there may be rules or whatever, but it's like when it's just coming out, there's no rules, and sometimes you break all the quote unquote rules of what it should be, but then there's beauty in the imperfections, and it comes out so authentic and sincere. Anyway, in both of y'all's songs, for sure, man, came across, and it was really well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you guys, what's where would you like your songwriting to go? Or I know you're working on getting your album together, right?
Right. So I have 2 singles that I'm getting ready to start mixing, and then a 6-song EP project and an 11-song LP will come following that. Yeah, just a lot of planning, man.
And you're doing most of this stuff yourself? You're recording and everything?
Right. I will begin that process. Probably 2 oddish weeks from now, I'll begin doing that. You know, start cutting demos and such. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to call you then.
Please do. Yeah. You just come over to my place, and we'll just we'll lay some stuff down for sure.
And we just got to get you singing out in public. This is.
I've been performing my whole life in church or homeschool stuff, and I got away from it specifically because I knew I was doing it for my mom. But I knew someday maybe I'd get to a point where I was like, I love music. I'm going to do music. I'm going to do my own music. I've always been songwriting. So it's unfolding how I can songwrite. And so now I'm getting to a place of, you know, let's get over like the first kindergarten humps of, you know, starting in a music career of some kind, or at least on a music path. So I've already kind of dabbled with recording a couple of my songs, and the plan for me is right now I just would love to have it like in an album form or an EP or something where it's all together and it's done professionally, maybe with some added instruments and things, you know.
Well, now you have it on a podcast, so there you go.
There you go.
you can check that box.
There you go.
So
bucket list checked off.
First cool music thing I've done. No.
Awesome. Right. This place is great, right?
Awesome.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Well, we come here like, you know, it might be once or twice a week, and he'll just text everybody, and we all just set up here at the Colonel's Club.
That's awesome.
And man, it's good stuff, and it's been great for, you know, venue to do this at. It just really creates the environment that I wanted. But anyway, I'm glad you guys got on here. Episode 2 in the bag, Josiah and Rebecca. So thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Highly appreciate it.
We'll have you guys back.
Awesome.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share and subscribe. See you next time.